How's it going, everybody? I want to go over a concept about why I think September 30th might be the date. We know there's a ring of fire eclipse on the October 2nd Donnie Darko date. And I want to tell you why September 30th is a big time frame for me. Um, why, there there's an eclipse right before it. It's between the lunar and the solar eclipse. Let me get all these dates lined up. Hang on. Now, this is all based on personal ciphers, which the Lord, these are only items the Lord has ordained. In other words, this has nothing to do with Mystery Babylon's world of music, movies, looking at their dates. It's looking at the Lord's full moons, eclipses, and then personal codes or coded situations or people that's been placed in my life, which I lean heavily into those. And because I've watched the mathematical patterns, I've been basically addicted to numbers and patterns, as I've shown a long time ago on this channel. I always had to wear the 24 jersey when I was a kid. We always had jerseys made when we were kids. It would be like a pagan Christmas gift or a pagan birthday gift. And 24 was my number as a child. I was just drawn to or addicted to that number. And then, of course, we find out later on that Jesus in Strong's Concordance is 2424 with a 42 in the middle. And 42 was my high school football number since I could not get 24. Somebody with seniority had it and wouldn't give it to me. So numbers have always been big, what I've been drawn to, or how the Lord has spoken to me through a language. And my Mayday friend, who I have that anomaly with, that I ran into in 2022 with Trump and I's combined number, how she turned the first 5 digits of Trump and I's combined number on March 11th, 2022, days old. 33 days later, I turned the next set of 5 digits of Trump and I's combined number days old. And 33 days after that was a total lunar eclipse, and we've been tracking that, and it does land. It landed on Groundhog Day this year, and it does land on this total solar eclipse. And I've shown you all that before. So there it is. The next progression of that is April 8th, right on the solar eclipse, those 33 progressions. So mathematical anomalies, I have one with somebody that was always very close to me. I've told y'all before how they were close to me. I don't really feel the need to do that anymore, but she was born 10/28, 1973. I was born 7/6, 1961. Her number is 55244. My number is 82362. When you multiply them together, you get 455-000-6328. Well, 45 is Trump's number, followed by 500, which is Antichrist in Strong's Concordance. G500 is Antichrist. That in turn is about 5G technology. That's why that's the number given. And her and I's combined number times the year has a rotating every 16 years set of digits that fall right in the middle. In 2005, for instance, it was 626, 126 rotation for 16 years. In 2007, it rolled to 627, 127 for 16 years, and now we're at 628, 128 rotation. This goes on to infinity. So mathematical anomalies with myself and people. Again, Trump and I's combined number. He is 6 times 14 times 1946. His number is 163464. So my number is 82362. And my Mayday friend turned those first 5 digits of Trump and I's combined number. She turned that many days old, March 11th, 2022. 33 days later, I turned that many days old. Trump and I's combined number has 322 in the middle. It ends in 1968, which is the MLK RFK year, so on and so forth. So this is now I want to now that I've maybe have sold you on how math anomalies in my personal life and so on and so forth work. I then want to move to speculating about another perspective time frame. And we know about let's click on the eclipses. All right, so let's go over it. Microphone's good, okay. When I look, now we know that there's a ring of fire solar eclipse on the Donnie Darko date. And Donnie Darko, he woke up on a golf course, as we've shown you, with Patrick Swayze walking up. They say, son, and Patrick Swayze walks up, blocking the sun. And let me see there. They come up. So let me get that for you here. We're going to turn up volume. Make sure we are in the right spot.
Sun.
Now the sun they're talking about is the sun in the sky.
Donnie Darko.
He's just had his right eye utterly darkened.
What the heck's going on here?
And Swayze comes up and blocks the sun. So there's your solar eclipse. And he wakes up.
Who's it, Don? It's Donnie Darko's.
He wakes up and he, of course, there's the eclipse. Then Donnie will.
Drill spot.
Then Donnie rises. So Donnie rises on October 2nd on an eclipse, which that's what we have coming. We have an eclipse, a solar eclipse on October 2nd. Which means he would go down 2 days before because he rises on the third day, the Dark Knight rises. They came out 2 days apart, hence rises on the third day. It was July 18th or July 20th. They were 4 years apart, but you see what they did there? Rose on the third day. Trump is 285, which 285 is a big deal because my Mayday friend, who I had that anomaly with Trump and I's combined number, she's May 1st, 1985. Her number is 9925 times myself. You see it ends in 285. Trump is 285.98. The 98th verse of Revelation is the crowning Bible verse. Now on October 2nd, he's 286.00 days old. 286 something. Now we're going to move to the other person I have the mathematical anomaly with the rotating numbers. On the 86ing day of the Antichrist, potentially September 30th, she turns an even 18600, just like Trump on the rising day is 28600. They are 9998 days apart. If you include both their birthdays, they are 9999 days. 9999, 4 nines. She turns 186 on the potential 86ing day, 186 even, 18600 days old on September 30th. Myself, I'm 23097. The 97th verse is the seal, the opening of the first seal, Genesis 6:1. Revelation 6:1. That, of course, to me is like the deadly wound event, and then him rising on the third day is the second verse, which speaks to the crowning. Crowning, in my opinion, means he has risen. and he's given a crown. He doesn't earn it. He doesn't really rise from the dead. It's a body double switch trick. So I'm 23097 days old on the potential 97th verse of Revelation, the opening of the seal, which would be his right eye wound from Zechariah 11:17. And my Mayday friend is the same, 14397. On October 2nd, my Mayday friend is 14,399 days old. 399 is murder in Jewish gematria. But if you include both dates of the day she was born to the Ring of Fire solar eclipse, she turns that perfect 144,000 number, albeit short of a zero. She's 14,400 days old. The zeros mean nothing anyway. That would be the day of the abomination. That would be the day of his rising, where we are potentially living in the book of Revelation in real time, which is what the 144,000 are all about. Now, if he goes down anytime now through July, even possibly August, then this is the Abomination of Desolation, which also fits her 144,000 narrative. Even though it's 14,400, you get the idea. So this Ring of Fire, the biggest reason I always think it's the Abomination of Desolation is because the Ghost in the Machine album was released that day, and that's what the Mark of the Beast is. It's the AI and the technology, traveling through the technology, through the air, entering into all that worship the image of the beast. That's what Reagan did. She was playing with a Ouija board, and through the air, between the Ouija board and Reagan, she got entered. In the movie Venom, they just get entered. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, all that. The Mark of the Beast is spiritual. It is about human body possession. It's the iron mixing with clay, Daniel 2:41 through 43. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of man. So I think it's one or the other. Now, if you go back to Trump, since he turns 286 on this potential rising day or Ring of Fire day, since he turns 286, the 2 would be a TO and the 86 is 86 to church. That's his job. To murder and purge the church in a bloodbath, which purges them from their sins. We all through much tribulation enter the kingdom. The great tribulation is the big call to all the sheep that are going to be slaughtered. It's the gigantic is it a culling? Definition of culling? Reduction of wild animal population. Sheep. Yeah. Slaughtered. Yeah. It's the great culling. That's what it is of the sheep. And you start looking at these other numbers. I mean, because my days old is 23099. We'll drop the zero. It's 2399. That's murder in Jewish gematria. Jewish is the most biblical. One website calls it Jewish, the other calls it Hebrew. But it's the one where you get SIX, SIX, SIX comes to Donald. It's a perfect match for Donald John Drumpf. So this is a big deal, this whole time frame. Is his fake staged event going to take place now? March is gigantic. April, solar. X across America, gigantic. May, gigantic. June and July, interesting. August, very interesting. 1 out of 4 people on this earth will die between between his right eye wound event and his return for the earth to see him seemingly risen from the dead. 1 out of 4 have to die between that amount of time. How quickly can they kill 1 out of 4 people with war and famine and many other ways of killing? So anyway, that's it. All right. Looking at September 30th for the event. Oh, the other concept of September 30th. My favorite numbers growing up were 2 times 24 times 27 times 38 times 42 times 45. And that number comes to 930, which is September 30th. But it also has a 3078 in it. 3078. But it's got 930. September 30th, fused with 3078. And my friend who's born 3 times 19 times 1998, she's got the 11-3, which is the rising of the Antichrist, because that's when One World Trade Tower was open. She's got 138 in her number, which is Donald Trump and Simple Gematria. She's got 38 murder in the heart of her number. She's got 88, which is Trump and Simple Gematria. And she's got 86, which is the 86ing. It's fused with the 88, or it's fused with the 138, or it comes after the 138. To 86 something is to eliminate it. So it's all about the death and rising. Her number is the death and rising of the Antichrist. What I can't prove to you is that she's also born at 8:08 a.m. and that her first name, middle initial, and last name is the same as Trump's first name, middle initial, and last name in Simple Gematria, 148. And her number, 113886, divides evenly by 37, which is the prime number for the church, 3078, which again is in that number, 9307872. There's the 3078. Our number divides evenly by 37. 37 is the 12th prime number, 12 is the number for the church, so 37 is the prime number for the church, and it divides evenly into 666, 888, 777, all of them, 111, all the way through 999. And what else? So by all of that, anyway, I think that's it. It's just, it's fascinating stuff. All right, love you.